Yes, hello everyone, and welcome to ISHAARA talk show with Anu Akatalyst. And today's topic is how to tackle your emotions at your workplace or at your home when you have an angry or a aggressive manager or any of your family members, how to deal with such situation. So our expert Anu Akatalyst will help us get the root cause or help us with how to tackle these emotions within us. So moving to Anu Akatalyst. Hello, welcome to another rocking talk show with you, Miss Anu. Thank you so much for being here with us, and let's get started.
Hello, Tripti. Thank you for having me here. And thank you, everyone who's listening to this show. So let's get down to it. So you were asking, Tripti, about how people behave, how to deal with critical situations where you're confronted with people who you can't control the issue because the other person is very aggressive, dominating, or the very bossy. It could be your wife or husband at home. It could be a colleague. It could be anyone. So essentially, we will discuss in detail how energy around you and inside you can affect outside relationships. Okay. We don't understand this because we don't understand the power that we have within us that can help us to control our outside environment. So basically, you have to understand how your power is within you. And if you are in a state of calm and peace, you will not get ruffled by the situation around you. But if you do, and if you suddenly meet a person who is, rude or obnoxious, your instant reaction is to hit back and, attack the person, because your ego mind, which is what governs you, is highly keeping you in this box of your reality, of your physical reality. You're not focusing on your energy. So, of course, this is a very critical situation which needs to be developed over a period of time. But if you want to take an instant sending a lot of love energy to the person who's hitting out at you, just send that person love, or send that person, like if the person is really hot-headed, play with that person and send lots of cold ice on his head, in your mind. Okay, this is all in your mind. This has got nothing to do with actually taking a bucket and pouring it. You'll probably be in jail by the end of it. But the thing is, in doing it mentally, when you're doing it mentally, two things happen. One, you stay calm. You see the funny part of this whole instant when you're playing with that person and you're pouring ice on that person, or you're wishing that snowflakes start falling around his head to calm his head down, and suddenly you will find that that person's energy changes. You can send them pink light of love and say, okay, you can keep shouting, but I'm sending you lots of love going your way. And of course, initially the shouting will keep on continuing, but in about a minute or two, trust me, the energy will change. Try it. And do give us your feedback, because this is the quickest hack that I have used in helping situations. And I have seen softness coming in the other person within 2 minutes. So it's an excellent exercise, which if you keep using it, now the important thing about using this exercise is that you also believe in it. If you don't believe in it and you just do it with fear and doubt and will this happen and won't it happen, then you're diluting the effect of what you are or giving out, So you have to do this on a regular basis to really people who you dislike or people who dislike you, who you're afraid of, who you don't get along. It could be your mother, it could be a teacher, it could be the bus conductor when you're catching the bus. It could be anyone. Try it on those kind of people. Just send them unconditional love from your heart to that person's heart. You know, it's so difficult for some people to do this because there's so much hate, there's so much resentment, there's so much anger. When I have asked many of my clients to do this, they say, oh, please, don't tell me to do this. I can't. So I'm saying, like, it's only in your mind. It's not that you have to actually go and hug the person or say, I love you to that person. It's just an energy. If you use this energy, you are building your own vibration. And at the same time, you're spreading that love vibration into the matrix.
Okay. And so maybe another question.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry. So the follow-up question to this is, isn't it important for me or anyone who's implementing or will be using this technique or a hack to change the situation in your favor or to change the energy around us? Wouldn't you think that first of all I need to know or understand what energy is and how does this work and the kind of nitty-gritty of it? I mean, the so-called logical mind always asks this question that I need to understand, because I being illogical.
No, that's
I'm sure viewers also will have that question.
Of course. So what is energy? So to understand what is energy, we've got to understand that everything around us is nothing but an expression of energy. The table has energy.
Okay.
Has energy. But this energy is reflecting who you are, your room. If you have positive thoughts in your own room, your walls will absorb that energy. And the minute a guest enters your house or enters your room, there'll be an instant shift in that.
Yes.
Why? Because your emotions, your thoughts, everything about you is reflected in your environment. Yeah. So energy is it begins with a simple thing of your thoughts. Your thoughts are the most important aspects of our lives, and we give it no importance. That's the tragedy. If you're aware of what you are thinking and you are able to control the direction of those thoughts, you can change the direction of your life. Because thoughts build up your emotions. If you are, as I said in the last talk, if you are pessimistic and you constantly think negative, you are inviting negativity. Your features will show negativity. There'll be a perpetual frown on your face. You know, there are people, aren't there? There are perpetual frown, looking constantly
all the time.
Yeah. So, do you think that person has happy thoughts?
No way.
So it shows in your expression, it shows in your body language, it shows in the way you move, the way you talk, the way you walk. A confident guy will always have his shoulders out. His chest muscles are showing all the time. He's so confident about himself. He doesn't give a damn about anything that's happening around him. It shows in his body, right? But a person who's lost interest in life, who doesn't enjoy, as if the whole burden of the world is on his shoulders, and even to smile would be such an effort, like there are so many times when you walk into a lift. I'm sure you must have tried this. When you walk into a lift, when you just smile at someone, that person just looked at you.
Yes.
Isn't it? Like, did you smile at me? Like, oh my God, that smile is so expensive to give out,
Yes.
Or if you say good morning to someone, you just look at you and look back. You can't say good morning. There's nothing in just saying it. I mean, if someone said it, your automatic response will be to say good morning back. But it just doesn't come. That person just looks away and ignores you and like, who the hell are you to say good morning to me? Kind of look. And so, that's the energy you are giving out. And I'm reminded of a very good example of which I read somewhere, and it's really beautiful, where two people are walking past, and one of them says, good morning. And the other one is not feeling very happy, but feels happy to see this person smiling and saying good morning. And he says, okay, good morning. And as it passes, he feels, there's a shift in his energy. He feels so much better. And he says, wow, just a good morning could shift my energy. Just a smile could shift my energy. Why don't I pass this on to someone else? So he goes and starts smiling at people and he starts saying good morning. Now, how many, with that one gesture, one person, that guy continues to say good morning. This guy continues to say good morning. And about 20 people get smiles on their lips, on their face, or whatever. It changes and shifts the energy of 20 people in a fraction of 5 minutes. That's the good act.
Absolutely.
That is spreading goodness. You don't have to give charity and don't have to give money. In fact, you will see people who give charity are the grouchiest. Yet they're doing so much goodness, but they don't appreciate what they're doing because it's all such a mechanical process. It's probably they're doing it because they save taxes. I don't know. But they're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. Now, how do you open the heart is the internal journey. Being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your emotions. And the more you're aware of it, and you do these little acts of kindness, helping an old lady cross the road, helping a blind man, find his direction and his way home. Anything. It could be giving sweets to your neighbor's child. It could be getting a chocolate for someone, who's in your office and just saying, thank you, you've done such a great job. These are little acts of kindness that spreads happiness. You want all the happiness in the world without doing anything. Is that fair?
No, not at all.
So if you want happiness, you've got to learn to give that happiness
first.
You've got to vibrate at an energy to receive something. The grouchy man says, nobody loves me. Obviously, nobody loves you.
You don't love yourself?
You don't love yourself. You don't love what you're receiving. You don't love a good morning. How are you going to get love into your life? When you shut the doors and then you expect the whole world. And, you notice a lot of daughter-in-laws grumbling, no matter what I do, my father-in-law is still the grouch, or no matter what I do, my mother-in-law never appreciates me. They shut their doors. So no matter how much you do, it's not going to be appreciated because they don't know how to
do that.
Old beliefs of upbringing, the way they were brought up. So instead of going on trying to please them, please yourself. And find that happiness within you. First start. And one of the biggest things about sending or giving love to anybody is loving yourself first. It is my favorite. It is the cause of any problem, not loving yourself first. When you start loving yourself, simple thing, just hug yourself every day. Honestly, to yourself, just hug. See, you did it so freely, Tripti, which is amazing. But I've done it to so many people. They can't get down to hugging themselves. They just can't. They're so full of guilt. They're so full of resentment and anger and blame game. They will barely do this. And I'm saying, hello, hug. And they can't. They start crying. There are some who have actually cried. They just can't get down to loving themselves. So you can't find happiness in the outside world if you can't find happiness within you with your own self-worthiness. We all suffer from low self-worth, all of us. From time immemorial, we have fought wars, we have been killed, we have been punished, we have been chained, we have been murdered. So we think we're not good enough. We carry that energy because we've been crushed through so many lifetimes, harsh treatments. If you may have been in the army and your commander would have, beaten you and jailed you and God knows what all, tortured you because you disobeyed him. So your own self-worthiness has gone through. We are even till today. So knowingly or unknowingly, most of us have very low self-worth And we are constantly inviting the same patterns in our lives because we are not getting out of this groove. And we don't even know where this comes from. And that's part of the healing. So even if you don't believe in past life, even if you don't believe in anything else, start just loving yourself. Start forgiving yourself. Just say, I forgive myself for all that I have been through. I now deserve happiness. Yes. Yes. Yes to more love. Yes to openness. Yes to happiness.
Yes
It's
to
a
happiness.
Yes universe. It's a yes universe. If you say, I'm not good enough, the universe is going to say, yes, you're not good enough. It's as simple as that. As simple as that. So we can change our lives by changing ourselves, by looking within, by growing and flowering in our own minds, in our own hearts. Our heart and our mind has a brain, as does the gut. We all have different aspects of the mind functioning through us. So your heart mind is 4,000 times more powerful than your brain mind. Your logical thinking, analytical mind, in which most of us live, are thinking and logic. They will not go beyond the logic. But why? But how? But if not, then why not? They get stuck there. It's never their heart speaking. Are karo na, you enjoy the
करने
food.
में क्या जाता है?
करने में क्या जाता है? Exactly. Does it cost you to smile?
No.
But why should I smile at that man? Who does he think of himself? Do you know who I am? How you? He will take advantage of me. Logical mind, overdrive.
And that's the typical corporate situation. Absolutely. When I was there, I spent 15 years and it used, now I know that how all of colleagues and managers, everybody, the entire culture of corporate is pampering a negative ego, basically. It gives a false impression to someone that they are something.
Absolutely.
And that actually give rise to a lot of conflicts, a lot of problems, a lot of politics, and a lot of inside, and creates the chakraview, I feel. Yes, where absolutely. I was not energetically getting connected, but I somehow survived and sailed through. But since I'm out of it, it's been more than 5 years now. But I can understand that how any working professional today must be what they are going through, because currently, especially after pandemic, the situation has actually worsened. The stress level has increased, the anxiety levels are increased, there are so many targets, they have to finish certain things in that given timeline, and one has to manage so many things, and especially women, where they have to manage their home, they have to balance their work, they have to balance their and check on the children, a lot of things. So yeah, they have no I feel women's are the one. And they don't have time.
So, we're not asking you to spend 1 hour in meditation or do, go away in the mountains to learn who you are. And, yes. You can do this just sitting at home. You can do this just getting in touch with your breath. It's a simple exercise. Just get in and say to myself, I deserve happiness. I deserve to be free from all this. And as I said, this is a yes universe. You will begin to feel free. You will have circumstances in your life which will invite you into this new level of freedom, which you have never anticipated. So when you thank the universe and say, thank you for giving me the freedom I feel inside of me by just loving myself, you are acknowledging. Once you acknowledge, you start receiving. And when you thank the universe, it doesn't have a choice but to give you what you want.
Give you what you want. Correct. Awesome. So my biggest learning from your sharing today and the kind of quick hack is love more, love yourself more, and the kind of scripting exercises which I do, to be on a self-love journey. I feel you have added one more feather to it, and I will definitely add that yes universe in my exercise every day. And
Of course.
yes, another major learning is to see within, deep within, and try to heal those, heal my inner child, then looking at things outside, or waiting for someone else to basically, kind of validate
Absolutely.
my ideas or opinions and stuff like that,
Yeah,
in the corporate
everyone
world
wants
especially.
somebody else to love you. You know, we're always yearning for a relationship, but we are yearning for that relationship is because we feel that emptiness inside ourselves.
Emptiness
So if
inside
we
us,
fill
yes.
this emptiness with our own
Hmm.
self-love, I'm
Hmm.
not saying you don't have to love someone. Go out of loving the need to be loved.
Hmm.
Go to share your love, which is sprouting within you,
Hmm.
with someone else. That is a
Hmm.
journey of
Of,
a relationship where you're
hmm.
truly giving out of the joy of giving, not wanting all the time
Wanting of
out of a
joy.
need of wanting the relationship. There's a difference. You get what I mean?
Correct.
So
Yes.
that happens. And then that relationship is the one which will be sustainable, enjoyable, where you all are discovering each other.
Hmm.
It's a healthy relationship. Most of us get
Yes.
into relationships because, oh, we need to get married. Oh, all my friends are engaged. I need to be engaged too. You know, it's
True.
never for the real reason of getting into the relationship or the marriage.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
what is this? I'm 30 years old. I have to find a man. So you grab the nearest man that you can. You'll get engaged. You'll get married, and then you'll regret it for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Which I think 70% or more is doing today, and that's why marriages are
Exactly.
failing. You know,
Yes.
because we're operating from a need rather than the joy of being
Joy
in
and
the
the
relationship.
happiness. Hmm.
So there's a lot of difference if you look within, and when you're complete within, the way you look at things will start changing.
Hmm.
You
The
know,
perspective and outlook towards life will change.
absolutely. I had a client yesterday who was really interesting. She is someone who is so content with her life. It's amazing. I mean, I have learned to be this content after years of practice, or
Okay.
years of doing the self-study and self-improvement or whatever. But she is inherently a very content person.
Wow.
Telling her, like, don't you need anything? She's saying, no, I don't. I'm so happy. She says, from the childhood, when my father used to give me pocket money, I used to just spend whatever I need and I used to save the rest. And one day he opened my cupboard and he found so much money lying there. And he says, what have you done with the pocket money I gave you? She said, I didn't need it for anything else. And she says, today I see my children, they're so fond of candies and they love to eat these. And she's looking at them and she's saying, I never wanted to do any of this. Like, she's actually envious of them to want these things because she never felt a need for them. So, she lives in a state of joy constantly, no
Hmm.
matter what the
Natural
pressures
state.
are in her life.
Hmm.
She doesn't even consider them pressures because inside her, she's just so content. So obviously, her soul has reached that stage through many lifetimes or whatever. But the point is, she's inherently content. So when you are content, you have very little needs. And whatever
Hmm.
you get is like a prasad, it's like a gift,
Hmm.
you know.
Wow. Hmm.
So inner contentment is so much more important than outer gratification
Hmm.
that we are constantly
Constantly
seeking.
seeking.
You know,
Hmm.
we go into a company, we want to be promoted, we want to be seen, we want to be heard. Why? What's the need? As long as you know who you are, as long as you don't have to prove it to the rest of the world. Now, this will create a lot of backlash for the ambitious ones who want to grow up. I'm not
Hmm.
saying don't do those things. Do it, but do it with the sheer joy of doing it. That's the
Hmm.
only difference.
Not out of compulsion or not out of
Yeah, not out of
significance need,
competitiveness or
competitiveness.
very nice example with this, which I'll end because I think we're exceeding the time. But I can go on forever. But I just loved this thing that I read about Roger Federer retiring and Nadal and him having a
Yes.
match. And can you imagine? They were rivals, okay? And they grew to love each other so much that Nadal could not continue playing the games after this last match with Federer, which they had a doubles match together. And they were both so emotional. So that is love, their passion. They were so competitive, but yet they loved each other.
They loved each other, yes.
Isn't
and they
that
love what they're
beautiful?
doing.
Exactly. That is why they became friends.
They became
It wasn't
friends.
about who's better or who's getting. Yes, they all, both of them would fight to get that extra trophy and get ahead. But they respected each other, and it was a sheer joy of the game. Saw the
Absolutely.
difference, you know.
Yes.
I said, wow. I said, this is the spirit in which you live your life.
Exactly.
You know, even if you're so competitive, you still love each other. And he loved him so much that he couldn't continue the game anymore because he was so upset that, you know, he no longer could play with Federer again.
Yes.
Wasn't that beautiful? That's how life is. Life is a game, guys. You need to know how to play it. You know, even your worst of enemies can be your best of friends.
Yes.
You know, there is no right, there is no wrong. It's what you live by your rules, and that itself will better your life rather than other people's rules. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of questions on this.
No, but I would say that the biggest learning again, or I would say the reinforcing what you lastly mentioned is when I have control on my life, when I have remote control of my life in my hands, it's better to have it in somebody else's hand. So yes, there's much more, in fact, many more questions, and I'm sure viewers who are watching us on YouTube will definitely have a lot of questions. And so for all of you who are watching us on YouTube, do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get the notification first when we release a notification of our going live with Anu Akatalyst, so that you don't miss out the live. And very soon we'll start answering your questions live itself. So right now, in case if you have any questions, please do share it with us in the comment below. Or if you are watching it later, then probably you can share it in the comment below. And also you can see the description below this video, where there is a link of a WhatsApp group as well as Telegram group. Would request you to be part of a community, and is where you can share your questions and you get an opportunity to interact with Miss Anu Akatalyst. So we'll definitely end this live today with this learning self-love and having control of your own life in your hands, rather than giving this control of your life to somebody else in our outer world. So we'll actually dive deep within us in our later interview talk with Miss Anu Akatalyst. And for all of you who are watching us on YouTube, we come live on Monday at 2:30 to 2:45 and Thursday at 2:30 to 2:45. So see you guys. Thank you so much, Anu, and for your insights and a lot of wisdom which you have shared, because you come from with more than 25 years of experience, helping more than 10,000 people already. I'm really blessed, and my heartfelt gratitude to you for being part of this talk show, and would definitely help us reach out and touch more lives going forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jibli, and thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you.